I'd like to welcome everybody to Breed Middle School's Memorial Day Assembly. Before we begin, I want to discuss my expectations for this assembly. I want everyone to be actively listening, which means you're making eye contact with the speakers, clapping when appropriate, and not having any side conversations with your friends sitting next to you. Many people put a lot of time and effort into making this assembly very special, and I expect you to be on your best behavior so that we can continue to have events like this and special guests come to our school. At this time, I would like to ask Ms. Luff, our principal, to come up to welcome everyone.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Breed Middle School's 2018 Memorial Day Assembly. We are honored to have with us today in the audience at this year's assembly a few guests who have traveled near and far to be with us this morning. So if you could just stand to be recognized when I say your name. First, the City of Lynn's Mayor, Tom McGee. Miss Lorraine Gately, Lynn School Committee member. Miss Eva O'Malley and Miss Shannon Bansfield from the Lynn School Department. Mr. Kevin Betts and Mr. John Perkins from GE. Mr. Dave Solomini. And Mr. Kevin Sweeney. Mike Sweeney, sorry. We would like to dedicate this year's assembly to all of our past and present servicemen and women of the armed forces, especially those that have ties to our Breed family. Please join us in a moment of silence to remember and honor all of those who have served for our country and freedom. The Lynn English High School Junior ROTC will now present the colors. Please stand as we salute our nation's flag and remain standing as the chorus sings our national anthem. please be seated. The chorus will now sing In Flanders Field.
In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks so bravely sing and fly. Scarce heard amid the guns below, we are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt on, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields, in Flanders fields. And now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up your quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, the poppies grow. In Flanders fields, in Flanders fields, we shall not sleep, the poppies grow. In Flanders fields, in Flanders fields.
At this time, please welcome the junior ROTC from Lynn English for a special presentation.
Thank you. Memorial Day is a legal holiday observed annually on the last Monday in May in the United States of America to thank and honor living veterans who served honorably in the military in wartime and peacetime. Now, our newly accepted members of the National Junior Honor Society will honor fallen soldiers from past American wars.
American Civil War, 1861 to 1865. Spanish-American War, 1898.
Please hold.
Sorry, everyone.
World War I, 1914 to 1918. World War II, 1939 to 1945.
The Korean War, 1950 to 1953.
The Vietnam War, 1959 to 1975.
The Gulf War, 1990 to 1991.
The War on Terror, 2001 to present.
Each year, Breed Middle School recognizes local heroes. This year, we are proud to present an award to Mr. David Solomini Sr., Breed Junior High School class of 1950, who served as an Airman Second Class in the Mass Air National Guard. Not only has Mr. Salamini served our country, he also has selflessly given back to the Lynn community. Over the course of many years, Mr. Salamini has made countless donations to help Breed Middle School students. Lynn, Massachusetts is fortunate to have Mr. Salamini as a friend of our city. Please welcome him to the stage as we honor him today.
Mrs. Phelps is one who can keep secrets. I came here as a guest, and I find myself on the stage, but I'm honored to be here with other dignitaries of the city up in the front row here. And as they said, I graduated from here 68 years ago, and I live a quarter of a mile up the street off of Walnut Street, and this is home to me. So I congratulate all of the students for your attentiveness, and thank you for your support. Thank you again for this great honor. Thank you.
Please welcome Mr. Mike Sweeney, the Director of the Lynn Veterans Council, to say a few words.
Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to Breed Junior High, to the faculty, to the students for putting on this program every year. For those of us lucky enough to have come home, I'm an Afghanistan veteran, and for those of us who were lucky enough to come home from any war, days like today, weekends like this one on Memorial Day, where we remember primarily those who did not come home. I'm reminded of how lucky I was myself, but it is our obligation as veterans and as a community to remember those who did not come home. And that's why, again, I want to say thank you to the faculty and to the students for really continuing on this tradition. As a graduate of Breed myself, it makes me very proud. I think here in the city of Lynn, we do very well with that. I think you'll be hearing from Mayor McGee soon. We're very lucky here in the city of Lynn with the work we do, and we're able to do it because of the commitment. And I know intergenerationally, we pick things up from our parents, from our grandparents, and I know I've been proud and lucky to know Mayor McGee for many years, and his father served in Iwo Jima. And if any of you have a chance, look that up, see what that means. But he didn't just forget, he didn't just do that. That would have been enough. He came home and he made sure that events like Iwo Jima Day and veterans were honored, and so we remembered those who did not come home. And it's a legacy and frankly a challenge that those of us who did serve and were lucky enough to come home have to continue to emulate. So with that, I want to say thank you to the singers and to the ROTC. Just a great program. Thank you again, and I look forward to being here again next year. Thank you.
Remember, freedom is not free. Thank you to all of our veterans, both past and present, for this great country in which we live, and for the freedoms that we enjoy every day as Americans. If you know a veteran, take time this weekend to say thank you. At this time, please enjoy our concluding video.
Some time back, I received, in the name of our country, the bodies of 4 Marines who had died while on active duty. I said then that there is a special sadness that accompanies the death of a serviceman, for we're never quite good enough to them. Not really, we can't be. because what they gave us is beyond our powers to repay. And so when a serviceman dies, it's a tear in the fabric, a break in the whole, and all we can do is remember. It is, in a way, an odd thing to honor those who died in defense of our country, in defense of us, in wars far away. The imagination plays a trick. We see these soldiers in our mind as old and wise. We see them as something like the founding fathers, grave and gray-haired. But most of them were boys when they died, and they gave up two lives, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. When they died, they gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up their chance to be revered old men. They gave up everything for our country, for us. We owe them a debt we can never repay. All we can do is remember them and what they did and why they had to be brave for us.
I'd like to say thank you again to all of my students here in the audience and everyone watching live in their classrooms. Thank you to our chorus, who sounded amazing, to the Lynn English Junior ROTC members, to our mayor who joined us this morning, to Mr. Solomini, who has done so much for you behind the scenes, and all of our guests. This concludes our Memorial Day Assembly. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the long weekend. We will be going out in an organized fashion with your teachers. Thank you, everyone.